My name is Ashwin Mohan, and I've been drawn to the martial arts very early in my life because I come from a tribe that is a warrior tribe. So I was introduced to physical movement even when I was young. But later, for me, it became an issue of my security. When I started to be bullied by people, I started to learn more and more martial arts, and that problem was easy to solve. Within a few years, I became somebody who could not be bullied. I was surprised to find that there's a martial art called Kalim being taught along with yoga and tantra. I'd never heard of it before. But my teacher said this, that peace can only be contained in a container of the capacity for violence. If we are not able to defend ourselves and stand up for ourselves, we can never have peace. And so if other people do not understand that you can attack them and you have physical power, then it becomes a little hard for them to respect you. So in protecting our peace and harmony, which is the goal of yoga, I don't think I can imagine yoga now without the martial art. You see, yoga is all by yourself, you're just holding postures and things like that. But with the martial art, you're interacting with people. You're interacting with their energy, their intention, you're reading body language. So I see this as an extension of communication. The 5 elements are earth, sky, water, wind and fire. The element can be rajas, tamas or sattva. What returns your energy is called rajas. What absorbs your energy is called tamas. And to find a balance between returning and absorbing is what we call sattva. So we try to come to a state of sattva in all the elements in our life. For example, earth is active when it's a rock or a stone, but it's inactive when it's sand. That means it doesn't return your energy. If somebody is being very hard with me, then I know that in order to combat this, I have to find a place where I can reflect his energy. So I also have to be earth. When he's being hard, he's being earth. But if somebody's being very soft with me, I know that they can dissolve me if I become hard, or they might not be able to get through to me if I'm hard.
Hi, my name is Anumit Ghosh. I came to Pune 3 years ago with the intention to teach Indian martial arts. This was the origin of actual mixed martial arts practice, where you're talking about all the possibilities of the human body to save itself not just from another human, but from natural elements, from animals, from take any other parasite. So you start to learn about the body's internal immunity, the systems of the internal organs, the nervous system. And I did not have a direction yet where to take this. But I found Pune to have a lot of vibrant energy and a lot of enthusiastic people over here. So I thought this might be a good place to seed this change. I began taking the classes at Forge 2 years ago when I set it up, and most of the people I found out, so their stress levels come down. They start to connect better with people around them, first in the class, then with their family, with their relatives, with their friends. So that completely changes their lifestyle around.
Yeah. I like to do my locks like this, not like this. I like to have the other hand free to bash guys. So if I lock someone's neck, I try to put it into my own head if possible. My own head so that I can.
17,000 years ago, the system of yoga was developed by a community who called themselves the Naths. They had moved out of Africa and wandered into the Indian subcontinent.
Right? Why don't people do this? It's so easy, right? Because too many movies. That's the problem. Don't watch movies. Most of them are shit.
Kalim was used by the wandering Nath sadhus and was never used for conquest of kingdoms or seizing land.
Now you can say, yeah, they told me about this in class.
Babaji Nagaraj Nath reintroduced the practice of Kalim in 2013 for civilians, he handed over the title of Parampara Adhikari or lineage holder to Ashwin Mohan, who is now known as Pashupati Nath.
Why are you able to get so many directions? Because this is a ball and socket joint.
I joined Forge as a way to lose weight. I had serious weight issues about 2 years ago.
The reason I joined this class because I'm an athlete and I was hoping to find ways to enhance my performance, just be a better athlete mentally and physically.
I feel the need to practice every day, so I get into the mood that yes, I'm able to defend myself, I'm able to do whatever I want, to get that feeling of strength.
The practice for the water element, as it's making use of the crescent moon footwork, you allow the center to fall and rise up effortlessly. This is like the swirling effect that you see in water, how things can also swirl around it, how they can change shape without resistance. You can directly experience this in your own body while practicing by letting the upper body, everything above the hips, flow around like waves around a huge rock, while the lower body stays still and just continues to move with the upper body without resistance. You see, the water element gives a very intuitive way of escaping damage. When you see water that moves, it comes to an obstacle and it moves around it, it changes its shape. And at the same time, the force also comes back to him. This is the property of the water element. If you apply force onto it, it does come back to you, although it's in a different direction.
Smooth as water.
Physically, yes, I am much more fit. Everybody in my life notices it.
Mentally, I would say I'm much happier. I can focus a lot easier.
I realized that martial arts goes beyond just physical fighting. There's a mental area to it that people don't see when they watch action movies.
The movement that is practiced for the space element is that the person leads the entire body with the hand as if it's tied to a center and they're going around in a circle. This circle is also given a three-dimensional shape, spiraling up and spiraling down, which in Kalim is known as the fire pillar or Agni Stambha. The way to use Kalim's space element is to present shapes and attitudes and actions that are not easily detectable by a person in their normal day-to-day perception. This allows you a room to do certain actions and find ways out which they won't anticipate in usual cases. And if you see the way Ashwin strikes back, he presents shape first of all which are not detectable to the normal eye, and the strikes come from something that is known as blind spots. Blind spots are places where neither the focus vision or the peripheral vision detect visual objects.
How to be non-aggressive, how to avoid fights, that okay, wait, I don't want to fight with you, and that helps a lot.
Now I can understand the person, I can understand their aggression, and instead of being aggressive myself or being scared of their hostility, I can answer back, like I can respond in peace, I can respond calmly.
Once you learn things like these, it changes your interactions with people. For example, if I'm talking to a professor in my college and he's getting really dominating without listening to what I have to say, there are ways to do it that don't involve violence or even verbal violence.
It doesn't matter if you are big or small, or if you are a man or a woman. You do have power, and you can draw it out whenever is necessary.
Individual practice for the fire element involves a kind of feeling of shooting out flames through your four limbs and the spine, which shows up as very snappy strikes. Short, quick, completely blinds the person with pain. So you can see the fire shoot out as if it's burning, scalding, and at the same time it consumes whatever it comes in touch with. The use of the fire element is well suited to those with a smaller build because they can fire out really painful strikes. While the person is withdrawing their strikes, they can turn it into a eye gouge, or they can turn it into a flesh claw.
Oh, I'm having lots of fun. I always have fun, so.
It's insane fun. Not just the actual practice, it's getting to know new people.
So much fun. I came all the way from Finland because of this, so it's a lot of fun.
The principle of practice for the wind element are the spiraling movements, which allows you to understand how wind builds up potential and releases it in a very short period of time. So you have a swirl that's building and it's building up, and when it releases a tremendous amount of energy. The wind element allows you to move freely no matter what your weight or your size is, and it really benefits if you're light. When you're light, you can build up a lot of potential in your body and you can let it all go in one instance. The principle of training is that you allow their forces, whether it's a push or whether it's a hit, to reach till its maximum potential. And when it reaches at this maximum peak potential is the time when you can change around the force. So if a person is trying to kick you on the leg, you let the force come in and you move with it. The wind element is also practiced on yourself by imagining yourself to the target and aiming strikes at your face. So you can feel the force of your punches and your own strikes coming at your face. You just dodge it.
You also meet a lot of like-minded, cool people, so it's a plus in that.
I get to meet people who are not from my field of work, my education area, people of different ages, people who do different things. It's that and adventure.
So let's say you've decided to slap me and I see I'm coming. I've changed my form. I'm not merely blocking you.
Yeah.
Blocking you, you still recognize this form.
Yeah.
You recognize this form and you're going to, this goes on. I don't stop you. But if as soon as you come, in addition to blocking, I've changed my form. You don't know what form this is. What is this that you're now facing and how to attack it? You're not sure about this, right? So you're so confused that I can do things to you in that confusion. That's what it's all about. Suppose he's really going to attack me and I really have to hurt him. Even then, changing the form helps. Right? This is your personality. If your personality is boring, then you're going to be very bad in a fight. If your personality is playful, then you're going to be very good in a fight. You're presenting the aesthetic first. Something different. You never encountered this before. You don't know what this is. What if I fall down and start having an epileptic fit, He holds me and already I'm shaking. So hard for him. He doesn't know how to hold this. He's never got this information anywhere in his life. I'm not joking. I'm making so many openings for me to give it to him properly. How do you fight someone who's got hiccups? How do you fight someone who's sneezing? Very difficult. Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Did I hurt you? That's what the sixth element is. The sixth element is keeping an aesthetic of flexibility, of not harming the other person, and to get out of the situation yourself.
Like the way Anumit and Ashwin move, it's something completely different. It's something you've never seen before. It's hypnotic.
The most important thing that I got to learn from learning martial arts is presence. So how present you are to a particular situation, and more than that, how present you are to yourself is something that I'm going to dig into more while training more.
So we have started building a community. Rather than keep a hierarchy that has usually become the case in martial arts, there is one top alpha in the hierarchy of martial arts, the top red belt or the black belt, and then you have the others looking up to that person, worshipping. We don't do that because the tradition I come from, called the Nath community, we do it in a peer-based system where I mentor people because I have had more experience. No other reason. I don't have any supernatural powers. I don't have an extra title, but yes, I have maybe 2000 hours more of practice time compared to a beginner who is just coming in.